Take me back to 2017. In the preseason, what were the expectations of that Super Bowl champion team when you went into that 17 year? Was it as high as it is now? Were there expectations that people had put on that team? Take me back, because what I'm looking at now is there more hype around this football team than there was around that eventual Super Bowl champion team? Who had more hype in the preseason, in your opinion? The 17 Super Bowl team or this team here? When I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Oh! Big Silz, National Football Show. Do me a favor, guys. Please hit the like button. You know, yesterday I started the program out with a lot of good vibe, okay? And I said I was going to be completely positive and everything. Really enjoyed yesterday's show, you know, with all the positivity and everything going on with the Philadelphia Eagles, all in OTAs, by the way. Go over to our website. Xander put it up, baby. You can get all the information. John McMullen is doing a sensational job at JAKIBSports.com in covering the OTAs. And there's a lot of love going on over there at the OTAs at NovaCare Center, baby. Woo! Man, they love that. Everybody's in a good mood here. All right. I promise you, I'm going to be as objective as I possibly can today. For the next 3 hours, by the way, hour 3, 5:30 Eastern time, the legendary Merrill Reese will join us. Your golden voice of your Philadelphia Eagles will join us in hour number 3. All right. Oh, and by the way, I'd like to welcome the Eagles aboard, the Sixers, soon-to-be Flyers. Little Birdie told Big Silz, is Rick Tocchet going to be the next coach of the Philadelphia Flyers? Stay tuned. Rick Tocchet's my boy. Could Rick Tocchet, the Rocket and former Flyer himself, be the next head coach of your Philadelphia Flyers? Remember where you heard it first. How you doing? Keep that in the back of your mind there. All right. So, look, I want to ask a couple questions before we get into our main topics here today. Okay? Take me back. Xander, you pop in too, man. Okay? Take me back to 2017. In the preseason, what were the expectations of that Super Bowl champion team when you went into that 17 year? Was it as high as it is now? Were there expectations that people had put on that team? Take me back, because what I'm looking at now is there more hype around this football team than there was around that eventual Super Bowl champion team? Who had more hype in the preseason, in your opinion? The 17 Super Bowl team or this team here? You see, I could say theoretically, watch this, that there's more hype here because you guys have been through it and you saw what a team could do coming from nowhere. So you know what the yellow brick road looks like. You feel me? Before, you had no sense of what the Super Bowl was going to be like back in the day in 17 in that preseason. Xander says this, feels like more hype now, especially before the season. Nobody knew what we had in 17 until the story started to unfold. That's a great story for 17. It's true. Quarterback gets hurt. I mean, it was theatrics. That whole thing was theatrical. It was reality television right in front of you. Other quarterbacks were getting hurt in the postseason. Things just fell into place, and then you outplayed Brady and the Patriots. You beat the GOAT and the GOAT of a coach to win a Super Bowl. So there was, the way Xander's talking, and some of you are out there talking, there wasn't really a lot of hype around that 17 team. Let me read over here. No, it wasn't as high. Not expected at all, Kevin says. 2022 team, way more hype. This year, the draft we had. Underdog story. Okay, so why do you have more expectations than this year or this year on this team than you did on the 17 team? Are we getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here? Okay? Wizzo says, yesterday you compared the Phillies rebuild to the Rams, but failed to mention they gave Golf 5 years. I compared the Phillies rebuild to the Rams? When have the Rams been in a rebuild? The Rams had a down year and then came back. They had 1 year where they didn't make the playoffs under Sean McVay at 9-7. I wouldn't call that a rebuild. I would call getting their ducks in row when it came to their salary cap. You sucked for 10 years with the Phillies. They've missed on numerous draft choices, over-evaluated prospects, no pitching and bullpen. End of story with that. End of story, and you bring in a guy who can swing the meter when it comes to bringing in tickets. That doesn't translate into championships. It's called fool's gold. They should be called the Philadelphia Fool's Gold because all you have is Harper and nothing else really. So I don't know if I really said rebuild. They moved on from golf, and golf got them to a Super Bowl. So if 1 year removed from not making the playoffs and still finishing 9-7 is a rebuild to you, okay. I said it was a downturn and then they went back up again. I think those were my comments. Okay? Golf played 5 years in Los Angeles. Played 5 years? Huh. I didn't realize he played that long. Andrew. Yes, we are all getting way ahead of ourselves with respect to the Eagles this year. It's pretty simple. If Hurts, ball the ceiling is high. If he's average, we're 9-10. 9-10 win team. Okay, let me go here with you here with Jalen Hurts. You know, and I was flipping through the channels, and Xander, I heard this on Sports Take, and I heard a guy who they were talking to. His name escapes me right now, but I heard this. And this gentleman was right. By the way, Sports Take does a great job. I hope you check him out. Dave Zangaro. Okay. This is what I heard him say. Jalen Hurts is going, and I'm paraphrasing here. Jalen Hurts is going to improve. But will it be enough? Okay. And I got a problem with something else again, and I got to get it off my chest. Okay? So these guys are, instead of with the 6 days of OTAs, they're going 4, and they're only practicing 53 minutes a day. This is going to carry over into training camp, too. These guys don't believe in practicing. Okay? In my opinion, last year was a fluke. Hey, you were healthier last year than you were during your Super Bowl run. Think about that for a minute. Who cares? Think about that for a minute. You were healthier last year than you were for your Super Bowl season. Who cares about health? Who cares? Go practice and play. How are you supposed to look at Jalen Hurts and give him a fair opportunity when he's throwing with some quarterback guy in California and you don't practice hard? You don't find that to be a problem? I cannot believe that. You're looking at last year and giving them all this equity because no one got hurt. Who gives a shit? You won 9 games. You got destroyed in the playoffs. You lost everybody in that 17 season. You had musical chairs in the O-line. You lost your starting MVP quarterback, and you still won the freaking Super Bowl. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? It contradicts itself. You were a mass unit in 17, and you still won it. You were as healthy as you were ever going to be last year, and you were destroyed in a playoff game. And you couldn't beat a winning team. What are we talking about? So they practiced 53 minutes, and again, OTAs, I'm not going to, but they're going to carry this over into training camp. You know they're not going to go full training camp 2-a-days. They're going to do the same shit they did last year. And they're going to get out to a slow start like they did a year ago, 2-5. Yeah, but Dan, the schedule, I don't give a shit about that. You're not prepared. You're not practicing and getting ready for an upcoming NFL season. And you think because they were healthy last year, that gives you the autonomy to do it again? Nobody in their right mind thinks that's a right approach. Nobody. Nobody thinks that's a right approach. I haven't talked to anyone who thinks that that's a proper approach by not practicing hard. I mean, really. Okay? Your entire 17th season was marred with injuries all over the lineup. Defense, offense, especially in the O-line and at quarterback. And you still won them. Lack says, tell them why you're mad, Silz. Because you're not preparing what could be a fantastic season and you're not putting the work in. That's why. Mad? Hey, just because I'm loud doesn't mean I'm mad. I'm trying to make a point here to you. Lack of practice. Have you ever done anything in your life right and excellent the first time? Anything that takes a precision. Anything that takes precision and excellence. Have you ever done it right without practicing it? Anything in your life? Okay? Come on, man. Tony, play like you practice. You're damn right. Hey, you know what, man? Hey, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Okay? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to back up. If you guys tell me I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You're right. They should worry about health. And it's all good. Don't practice. 50 minutes of practice. You know, I heard a guy talking. He was out there at OTAs. Shit, he got up and he was looking at attendance. Practice was over. That's how you get better? By preserving? And because you thought it worked last year? Who in their right mind thinks that? That was luck last year. That was luck that you were healthy. Jesus criminy, man. If there's one guy on the Philadelphia Eagles who needs massive reps, it's the quarterback. He doesn't need less work. You're making Jalen Hurts seem like this guy's Russell Wilson. He is far from that. I heard that report around with Sports Take, guys. He even goes like this. That guy ain't good enough yet. That's a reporter in Philly, not Sileo saying it. He ain't good enough. And you're going to sit there and go like this. Well, let's not practice. The guy was saying he took attendance. Practice was over. I'm like, wow. Man, maybe things have changed so much so that's how people do it today. I know that's not how the Patriots practice. Or the Buccaneers practice. They don't practice. I know this. The Buccaneers do not practice like that. Okay? The Bucs do not. They got an hour and a half practice. And it's pretty intense. It's OTA, so I get that. But this shit's going to carry in for the Eagles into training camp in July. We saw it play out last year like that. Okay? Susan's like, let's stop being mediocre. Susan, Stefan says it's June 7th. Stefan, if you're doing shit on June 7th, the same way you're going to do it on July 7th, what's the difference? You're going to get out to a slow start. This is a philosophy. This isn't something they're just doing on June 7th. You're exaggerating silence. They have 90-plus days of practice left. What 90-plus days? It's against the NFL Players Association and the CBA to have organized team activities, you jackasses. You can't just get the team together with coaches. You get fined for that. There was a team that was just fine because they had more contact. You don't have that any longer. You mean 90 days? What do you think? They're going to practice for the next? Bro, after this, it's over. That's right. The Vikings just lost a day of OTAs because of contact in May. Okay? The Bears, excuse me. Come on, man. You don't practice every day. They got 90 days of practice. No, they don't. Not true. Hey, gaming, it's not that, man. By the way, that non-practice and stuff, it's prepper. Dude, okay, you guys think I'm wrong? You think I'm wrong? Kevin, it's completely right. The new CBA changed everything, man. Your lack of preparation to get into a regular season nowadays, there's no question. It hurts a lot of teams. That's why teams like Seattle and New England, they get fined all the time because they go too excessive. How is he going to improve? How is the quarterback supposed to improve by throwing with a guy in California? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself that. 50 minutes? Here, let's just do this, gaming. 50 minutes of practice? Well, you're stretching for 15 of it. Then you go over and you do a little 9-on-7. You probably get 30 minutes of true practice. I mean, what's the point? You get more reps of sports talk than you do football. Seriously, man. Hoss, my first day on the radio in San Francisco, I blew out loud until I realized it just had to be me. And everything became second nature. That's when you know you have, and it builds confidence in anything you do in your life. The more you do it, the more confident you get at it. Doesn't matter if you're sweeping a restaurant. Doesn't matter if you're an elevator operator. The more you do something, the better you get at it. And you're not, hey, you get 30 minutes of practice a day. Dude, I don't get it. People keep telling me, well, Jalen's going to have this window. And like I said, I heard this reporter on the Sports Take show today, and he goes like this, how much is he going to improve? I don't know. And that is the dynamic. How much is he going to improve? Do you really believe in your heart Jalen Hurts is going to improve enough for them not to take those 2-1s? Do you know there's 5 teams with 2-1s next year in the 2023 draft? There's 5 teams. So the guy you may be earmarking for potentially the guy you want to be your signal caller, you got 4 other teams. 4 other teams that are going to be vying for the same position. And most of those teams are going to be looking for quarterbacks. Okay? Look, all I'm saying and all I'm bringing up to you is, again, I'm just bringing this up to you. So you think he's going to improve by throwing with a guy in California and not practicing enough? How? Who would in their right mind think that? You just magically think he's going to become this progression reader? I hear what Nick's saying. Man, he looks on. I'm going to get to that too. He has to say that. Guy looks great in helmets and shorts for 30 minutes. How in the world do you make that assessment? Well, the ball looks different. 30 minutes of practice a day. Really, Nick? Okay. Really? You can look at a guy who looked like shit in that playoff game against Tampa Bay and then turn around in 30 minutes of practice and go, he looks different. And you're not practicing enough. Just help me out. Go Silz, you're way off base. Just say it. I won't lose my shit on you on it, but how? Daz says he needs to live in the film room. Daz, that's the least thing I think he needs. Jalen Hurts is on an NFL football field because he's a coach's kid. He knows that. He knows that. Remember the intangibles? That's an intangible. He needs to be throwing passes, leading guys. How many times in passes last year did you see Jalen Hurts throw where the receiver had to stop and he didn't throw him at stride? 60%? He didn't hit guys in stride last year. Okay? They were sit, catch, and turn kind of patterns. They were in stride. He couldn't find Devontae for the entire first half of a playoff game that way. And the Eagles believe, by the way, this ain't on Jalen. I'm not on Jalen for this. Organizationally, are you really giving him a chance to improve? How? You're not playing him in the exhibition games. Nigel says, I'm not off, but I'm exaggerating. Exaggerating on what point? Tell me the point I'm exaggerating on. I'd like to know what you're talking about. I'll address it. If you tell me the point I'm exaggerating on. Joseph, wrong about what? Big Silz, I love you, but I hope you're as wrong about this. Joseph, so you think not practicing and not being in physical practices or getting reps, he's going to get better? What am I saying that's over the top here? Hi, what's up, brother? If Hurts don't work out, we got next year. Oh, God. Let's worry about 2022 today. I don't care about next year's draft. You got an opportunity in front of you. I'm picking you to win the NFC. Not like this. Gaming. The 2017 team was littered with injuries. Was it not? Guys, you were healthy last year and were destroyed in a playoff game. You had a litter of injuries in 17 and won the Super Bowl and kicked the shit out of a dynasty. What are we doing? What are we saying here? What are we talking about? Being healthy? Who cares? I want to win games. Well, we want to be healthy. Why? What did it get you last year? It got you a first-round bounce. I mean, that's playing it safe. You know what it's almost like? Hey, we got to the postseason. Whew, wasn't that a great victory? You know what it makes me feel like? That the front office was as happy about making the postseason with a first-year coach in Jalen Hurts and making that postseason as they were winning the Super Bowl. Give a shit about health. What good is health if you get crushed? Omar, that's exactly what I'm saying. Why are they not wanting to get him more reps with his teammates? Here. Big change. What were the comments? Let me get these comments here. Nick Sirianni, I noticed a big change in Jalen Hurts. Crisper ball. More accurate. More accurate with who? So in the 30 minutes that you had him, not counting stretching for the 53-minute practice, you made that determination that his ball is crisper and he's more accurate. Okay, I won't do that. It's coach talk. Hey, you look great. Okay? I get you trying to build confidence. I'm all over that, and I get it, and it's needed, and I understand that. And by the way, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. I think you got to work for shit in life. especially when you're trying to do something like this. Man, it takes a lot of work, thousands of hours to win ball games. When the lights aren't on, man, you got to work your tail off to get those wins in that league. And you're going around going like this, well, we're not going to practice. 6 days OTAs, you only go 4, and you're going 50 minutes. 30 probably with team activities. 30-minute practices a day. And you know they're going to call camp early in the fall in July. I'm just saying, dude. I mean, I don't see it. Okay? He is in voluntary training. There's nothing voluntary about the NFL. Silz, you're completely wrong. Jeffrey Lurie ain't that type. He's like winning football. He canned his best friend for a losing season. Okay. Chris, we need to practice dude, when you practice game tempo and you're practicing like you play games, nothing shocks you when you get into the games. It's OTAs. If it was training, why? Flex, they did that shit last year. They called training camp last year. They didn't practice the full amount of time at training camp. They pulled out of 2-a-days, and then they broke camp. They were one of the first teams last year to break camp. Okay? And it resulted in 9 wins, not beating a winning team and getting crushed in the postseason. And they call that a victory lap. All right. I thought this year was about getting better, making another step. That's not how you make other steps. Working less. And you got new faces on your team. You might want to try working them into a system. I don't think we lost a playoff game because we didn't practice enough. No, Chris, you lost that playoff game because you had inferior talent. Oh, and by the way, are you under the impression that Jalen Hurts works harder than Tom Brady? You're wrong. Jalen is grinding to be the best every day. 30-minute practices? How are you grinding? How are you grinding with a 30-minute practice? Grinding on what? Throwing to your buddy? And your coach telling you there's a different spin on the ball? Who talks like that? A different spin on the ball. Funny, I don't ever remember hearing Mike McCarthy or Bill Belichick or Sean McVay or Cliff Kingsbury talking about a spin on the ball is different. It's comical. A spin on the ball. Holy cow, man. Okay. Oh, my God. A spin on the ball. Oh, but on to me, man. Hey, did you see that spin on the ball? Yeah, they were in shorts and helmets. Yeah, they were only out there for 15 minutes, but hey, he's improved today. Seriously, I started laughing. What was the guy's name again? What was the guy's name? Dave Zangaro. He goes, yeah, I was taking attendance. I looked up. Practice was over. I was like, holy shit. It's like a country club, man. Hey, I mean, really, they were serving lunch, man, you know. What would you like to have, sir? I'd like to have a ham sandwich. Would that be a full ham sandwich? Do I look like a half a ham sandwich guy? Serving ham sandwiches at minicamp. and Kool-Aid. Hey, what else they got over there? Jesus criminy. Kool-Aid and ham sandwiches. I hear you get an ice cream bar, too, when you're done. Good night, man. I bet everybody's got a golf cart, too. Hey, sir, would you like filet mignon? Yeah, no, just give me a hamburger. I'm good. Oh, my God almighty. Hey, did you see the new spin on the ball? Oh, God. Oh, man. I'm sorry, man. That's not a good sign to me. Well, you know, and you know what the reporters are saying? Well, they were really healthy last year. So, your 2017 team was 10 times of a wreck compared to what this team did last year, health-wise. And they won a Super Bowl. Well, who would you rather be? Well, you know, next man up, we won. I'm being told that this roster is right there with that 17 roster. Okay. What's the difference? You're as deep as you are in the O-line and D-lines. You got an opportunity, a lot of new faces. What's the difference? Well, I want to be healthy. Oh, so what? You practice less? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense, I think. And I'm trying to figure out if my quarterback's the right guy. I would hope to get him more prepared. Okay? More reps, more preparation. Yeah, well, Silz, they'll do that in Oregon. What did Phil Simms say on Friday? Practices are not the quality reps that you need to prepare yourself for an upcoming NFL season. That was Phil Simms saying that. Jimmy Johnson on my Twitter also ripped the process. Can't practice less. There's a new spin on the ball. Okay. It's great. By the way, I wrote down, because we did this exercise the other day, the top 20 Philadelphia Eagles. Okay? And I put them in order. I got that list for you. God, I got a whole bunch of stuff here too, man. Don't forget Merrill Reese, hour 3, 5:30 Eastern time too. I heard the reporter talking about what is going to be the level of improvement. What hurts to change the minds of the front office? There's 5 teams, and I'll tell you what those 5 teams are. Okay? You know the Eagles are one of them. That have 2 first-rounders in the 2023 NFL draft. So there's going to be a bidding war for some of these kids next year. All right. Hey, don't forget Morgan & Morgan, where the fee is free. That's our friends at Morgan & Morgan. John Morgan, again, if you're hurt or injured on the job, finding an attorney is one of the most important things that you could possibly do for you and your family. For the people, it's not a slogan. It is who they are. Past 30 years, Morgan & Morgan has collected over $13.5 billion in settlements for you. That's right. When you call them, no attorney in the country is bigger than this firm when it comes to getting you fair compensation. Over 800 attorneys in offices in Philadelphia, New York, and in Florida, and really across the country, ready to do battle. There's no such thing as a fender bender, okay? The call is free. 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. The consultation is free. Listen, when you call Morgan & Morgan, open 24/7, 7 days a week, you're going to get the best attention that your family needs. And when you call Morgan & Morgan, do me a favor, tell them Big Silz sent you.
When choosing a lawyer for your injury case, you may ask, does the size of the law firm matter? Well, of course it does. The insurance company, they're huge with unlimited resources. And whether your case is big or small, they're built to bully you out of the money you're owed. But here's the good news. We're big too, the biggest actually, and we're built to fight to make them pay for all that was taken from you. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.